I want to talk about all those fights and get your opinions on those fights, pops. Before I get into those, right? Because we talked about this last night. Teofimo Lopez, now look, I ain't want to play the race card. I don't really give a damn about racism. I don't care about that type of shit. But it's a popular topic in boxing right now. Sure. He's saying things that are just crazy. He says that we're all racist because we're all divided and we're all against the human race, and he's all over the place. What do you make of Teofimo Lopez and his comments and just how he's been over the last year?
I just feel like, and I get it. Tio's accomplished a lot in the sport. He's a talented fighter, but it's like he's always got to draw or find a way to try all the attention to himself. You're up there with some good fighters up there. Whether you're the king or not, be a humble king. Let them talk, and when you get in the ring, go ahead and fight them. You just don't continue on bringing attention to yourself with certain comments you didn't make, this and that. So for me, I see it more as an attention thing. And his dad was saying, "Oh yeah, but he just wants to." He wants to bring excitement, and he wants to just talk. If it doesn't mean it, doesn't matter. If you're bringing up a point that's going to actually put fire in other people, other cultures, or whatever it may be, or make people do it, it's not good. It's not right. Talk about you were the first, whatever. You done this, you done that, but shut your fucking mouth. I'm gonna go Garcia. I think as the process goes on, it's gonna get better. Having these fighters up there for me, it's gonna get better as the process goes on because down the road, they're all going to meet each other, just like Garcia said. I'm going to meet you, Tio, so shut your mouth. And I'm not mad at Tio. I get it, but you're trying to bring the attention to him. But sometimes you have to tone your shit down. You talk too much. And I know we have it in boxing, but tone your shit. Let the other boxer express himself and wait until your turn.
What I find pretty funny is that, like, a lot of people in boxing have been rallying around Ryan Garcia. They've been saying, yeah, give me that, Ryan. Tell him. Bro, Ryan said things like 100 times worse than Tio. And then all he had to do was apologize and say he was drunk, and then you guys are like, "Oh, it's all good." So like that's why like I have thick skin. Like I don't really care for that kind of stuff. People say mess up things to me all the time on YouTube and in real life, and I don't really care. As long as you don't touch me and you don't put your hands on me, we're good. But
yeah, I just think
look, man, like I get why people are upset. We're in a sensitive ass society now, and everything is racist. Even if it's not racist, it's racist.
Yeah.
But part of me actually does like, because Tio said like it's boxing, like everything should go right. And my thing is like I don't agree with that for the fans, but for the fighters, like some of you fighters, the fighters are literally getting punched in the head. They're literally giving each other brain damage, and y'all gonna let a couple words hurt you? Like, whatever happened to sticks and stones can break my bones, but words don't hurt me? What happened to those sayings that we used to get told as kids?
Well, I mean, that's a two-way street for Tio, because Tio saying all this shit, right?
Yeah.
He just doing it for entertainment. Doesn't get in his head. He doesn't really mean what he says. When Barboza got to that motherfucker, got right to his head.
Yeah.
You could see it right off the bat. When Barboza started talking shit to him, Tio was getting more angry and more angrier. You know what I mean? It came to the point that thank God that Barboza brought it out. He finally decided which borough he's from. Barboza said, "You don't even know where the fuck you're from."
Yeah.
So
at least at least Barboza got Teofimo to admit that he's finally from South Florida.
So I think that really got into Tio's head, and I think it's gonna, as the press conference goes on, it's gonna get more into his head. So it won't be decided until they get into the ring. But I'm just saying, like, come on, Tio. You're saying that all the stuff you don't mean to say, but somebody says something to you, you want to sit there and cry like a bitch.
Well, last comment on that for me is like I remember when he fought Diego Magdaleno, and Diego Magdaleno was going on about Honduras, and I guess he said like Honduras has a bad soccer team, and Honduras is Honduras that, and then Tio knocked him out, and he was like, "That's what happens when you talk about Honduras." So
you think it's gonna happen?
It's just funny. It's just funny now. Like that was said to him. Now he's saying crazy things. Like it's just funny. Like
I get it.
The cycles of things.
He wants the attention. Even towards the end of the whole press, they had to get security off the stage.
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
Anyway, all right. Now about the actual fight, you got Tio Barboza. To me, Tio versus Barboza is hands down, far and away the best fight on the card. It's the most competitive fight on the card.
Right.
What do you think about the fight, and who are you favoring?
I mean, it's Barboza right now. To me, he's got the rhythm, the thing,
the momentum.
Yeah, the momentum coming to this fight. Tio hasn't fought since a A year? It's been
Teo's last fight was against Steve Claggett, which was like last October, December.
And I'll be honest.
No, September.
And I'll be honest, the last couple of fights, I haven't seen the Teo that I want to see. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, in this fight, believe it or not, I think, and you all might think I'm crazy, but right how I feel right now, it might change with fight. But I think Barboza is going to take him out.
You think Barboza's going to knock him out?
Not if I win by UD or something, but the only reason I say that is because Teo has not, in the last couple of fights, I haven't seen the dominant Teo that I want to see. It's like what you say, like what you always say. Which one flip the heads or tails? Which Teo's going to show up? Is it going to be the dominant one or the one that's messed up with whatever? I mean, I will say one thing: he's not married anymore, so I know he's got a clear mind with that. But what I'm getting at is, we don't know which Teo's going to show up. You know what I mean? Don't continue saying that you got the Ring Magazine belt, that you got this. Those accomplishments you already did already. We already know that. Just like Barboza told him, we know you got all that. So shut the fuck up, like Garcia told him. But this is what you're going to do now. I think Barboza, because he's been the underdog all the way along, and Teo even came out and said, "Oh, this is just a interim belt or whatever. I had that one in my first 15 fights or 7 fights or whatever." Okay, fine. But him being the underdog and coming and calling him off how many years? 2 years or 3 years?
It's been a while. It's like 4 years.
And then Teo's lame answer was, "Oh, because you didn't have nothing or you didn't have this or whatever." My boss said, "Okay, well, now I got something. Might not what you accomplished, but guess what? I get to dance for you in the ring and I'm going to show you what it's all about." And I think the more Barboza talks to Teo, the more Barboza's mental game's going to go overdo.
So are you going with Barboza?
Yep.
Okay. I'm tempted to pick Barboza myself, honestly, like, because Barboza, like, he doesn't have the skill level of a Teo. He doesn't, like, but he's very well rounded everywhere around the board. He's a very technically sound fighter. But I think Barboza and the way he talks is actually gonna get Teo to focus. I'm being I'm being optimistic here.
You say you're gonna turn him
yes. I'm being optimistic here. Yeah. Because like
could be like a fire for him to get better.
Teo doesn't Teo doesn't think that Arnold Barboza is shit. He thinks like this guy is nothing. Very much. Arnold being how he is, talking. I think as this goes on, Teo is actually going to lock in, and he is going to bring back the real Teofimo.
Okay, so you say you're going to see the real dominant going to come in there and probably knock him down.
Maybe I'll be wrong.
Look him down. I don't know.
Maybe I'll be dead wrong, and my boss will just box the hell out of him. But I think he's going to do too much talking, and he won't get the real Teo here.
Yeah.
He's going to find out. Yes, he's going to find out.
That's a good point. I never looked at it that way. That he could also Teo could use that small motivation to come forward. I'm just going based on what if Teo being this a lot better levels as boxing, we've been talking to this whole live, then I expect him to go in there. If he's going to take Barboza, he better take him out in dominant fashion. Only I say that because in the last couple of fights, Teo has not improved. It's not showing me the Teo that I want to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that Teo. So for me, and I've always liked, my opinion, like I say, I'm always wrong too. I like the underdog thing. I always like the underdog, and I always feel that him getting this opportunity, and he knows probably.
Like, I'm not gonna be shocked if he wins. Like, Barboza's firing on all cylinders. Really, if I'm being logical here, Teo hasn't really shown me a lot that makes me think But that's how he is. Yeah. That's how he is. There is no logic with this guy. Have you heard how he talks?
Yeah.
The BC 1600 BCE and the Roman Empire. He doesn't make sense. Yeah. He doesn't make sense when he talks. He doesn't make sense when he fights. But every time you're ready to stick that fork in Teo, like Josh Taylor, everyone was ready to stick a fork in Teo.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can't be logical when you pick Teo, when you pick his fights. You can't.
And then again, I also will go back to that point. Well, he talks a lot. Look what happened with the Kambosos fight. Fucking talking all the time, But
Teo's Muslim now, apparently. He said, alhamdulillah.
Listen, these guys are everything they want to be until fighting. I will see. I want to see.
You want to see what he is on fight night?
I respect whatever they are, whatever. But I'm saying, as far as your talent, you're right. Going to the fight, he's got to be like a 3-1 favorite or something like that.
Probably something like that.
So yeah, you are the money. You are my money. But that doesn't mean the last 2 fights. I always look, and Brendan said don't always go by that, but I always do. The last couple of dances that you've had, you haven't impressed me, Theo.
All I'm saying is, look, if I'm Arnold, he better tone it down a little bit. He gonna fucking wake Teo up.
Yeah,
he gonna wake him up.
Yeah. And it was funny.
Just let Teo think you're not shit and just chill.
BT was telling me, I said, man, Barboza never really talks not in Benson before this live.
He gonna talk the most.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that's what happened.
Yeah.
But shout out to Apollo. He says Tio was like, y'all fighters are getting scared because y'all don't want to mess with the bag, and I get tired of Ryan always trying to be on the redemption tour. Yeah, man, like that's what it was. Because Ryan was like, after Ryan cursed T-Raw, he's like, yeah, we're just trying to be cool. And they're all trying to be cool because they don't want to mess up the whole Turkey a la Sheik bag. Which, you know what? That's another reason. Hold on. That's another reason why I don't like why I am against the Saudi shit, because these fighters are getting paid. They're getting paid a lot of money, right? So now they don't feel like they gotta promote anything.
Yeah.
And now the press conferences are boring, and all we ever hear is, first of all, thank you to the excellency, and it's all no. This is boxing, man. This ain't golf. This ain't cocaine. No. This ain't tennis. I don't want civilized fighters. I want people talking shit. I want to be excited.
Yeah, and in this sport, like Brennan says, this is prize fighting. You don't know if you're gonna come back alive or not. You know, it's not like basketball. You miss 100 shots, and you average 25 points. You can come tomorrow and redeem yourself. Or in baseball, you don't hit a home run, you get another chance. In fucking boxing, you get knocked the fuck out. You might not even wake up from it. So you got to go in there and talk. You got to go in there and come with that attitude, like that mean streak. Because you don't know. You got to survive.
Shout out to my boy, Fighters